For the last 50 years, Star Wars has become one of the biggest franchises in the entire world, and for good reason. In case you couldn't tell by the hundreds of videos we've made on the subject, we're huge fans, and we're not alone. To us, and so many others like us, Star Wars isn't just a story. Like all good stories, it lives on in our minds, provokes thoughts and feelings no other story would. More than that, it inspires us to create, to put pen to paper and fingertip to keyboard and create art. To us at Geetsly's, that means crafting lore videos so fans can have the best idea of the rich and complex world of Star Wars. To others, that means creating stories. Geetsly's has ventured into the realm of fanfiction. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at 5 of the wackiest, most profound stories based on Star Wars we've ever had the pleasure to read. A disclaimer before we continue. Even if you decide to look up some of the fanfics we'll be talking about today, please be kind to their authors. Regardless of what you might think of the content, someone out there put effort into creating something, and by definition, that makes it worthwhile. Besides, if you're anything like us, we're sure plenty of you have some dark fanfic skeletons hiding in your closet. With that disclaimer out of the way, let's take a look at some fanfics we can only hope will make it into official canon one day.
Attention, Sergeant on deck!
Our first story today is titled Yoda and Tequila, and it is a masterpiece. The story is short and simple, with an easy premise. Anakin Skywalker, known Jedi Knight, pursues a wrongdoer into a nightclub, wherein he prevents the ne'er-do-well from visiting harm upon the patrons by diplomatically punching his lights out. His duty done, Anakin is about to leave when something catches his attention. To quote the author, "As Anakin is about to leave, he noticed some people chatting, 'Go, go, go, Anakin.' Went to see, what was going on. Anakin was shocked of what he saw. It was Master Yoda dancing with strippers and drink a bottle of tequila." As you might imagine, this was a great shock. He confronts Master Yoda, the venerable Grand Master of the Order, caught partaking in so many forbidden vices. Unwilling to explain himself in public, Yoda takes Anakin to his private back room filled with gardening tools and finally explains himself. "Well, you see, Skywalker, I come here to unwind, to have some fucking fun. It all happened 2 years ago when by accident I drank a whole bottle of tequila and I was drunk as fuck. I was cussing fuck hoes doing crazy shit that Jedi do, but not do, but I realized I barely remember any of it, and what I don't remember doesn't hurt me or others." Skywalker is shocked, and so are we, until Yoda dropped some of the deepest wisdom we have ever heard. "So you're saying I can have a beer and do crazy shit, Yoda?" "No, beer is not good, does not get you drunk. Drink tequila, then it is okay." I see. So if I drink a lot of tequila, I can do crazy shit and have sex with girls? Yes, but the girls must be hoes like these bitches up here, because with hoes, you don't feel love for them. And therein lies the true beauty of this story. Despite the short length, Yoda managed to convey the author's profound interpretation of the Jedi Code and its restrictions on passions. As Yoda puts it in Yoda and Tequila, it is not inherently evil to partake in vices such as attachment. Passions are perfectly healthy, as long as the Jedi is able to remain clear-headed and able to detach themselves from said passions before they consume him. Abstinence, Yoda teaches us, isn't the true answer. Moderation, self-awareness, and discipline are. If only PT Anakin had listened, the course of history would have been very different. Our second story also takes place in a bar because, as we all know, that is the best setting to have deep, meaningful character interactions once alcohol has lubricated adult lips and boundaries. In this thrilling tale titled Saucy Conversations, a world-weary Obi-Wan Kenobi joins dear Chancellor Sheev Palpatine and forever Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker in a nightcap. Anakin and Palpatine are already deep in conversation about Sheev's new wife, Sabe, and the topic sounds absolutely scintillating. "So," Palpatine continued, acknowledging Obi-Wan with a nod, "Sabe knows how much I enjoy eating it, but the taste can be unpleasant." "Oh, don't I know it?" Anakin agreed. "What she does is prepare it a special way first." "Huh, I've never heard of that. Please, go on," Anakin said, intrigued. Obi-Wan, who had wandered into an incredibly inappropriate sounding conversation, is at this point rethinking his life choices, especially when Sheev delivers and gives us clear instructions on how his new wife prepares it for him. Well, first, she washes it very carefully, every nook and cranny. She makes sure to get all that nasty stuff out that could make it taste bad. Next, she dries it thoroughly and sprinkles some kind of powder on it. Then, I think she rubs some special oil on it too. Obi-Wan, entirely repulsed at the topic, wonders, much like we do, if Anakin has mind-tricked the Chancellor into revealing such intimate details. Meanwhile, his companions remain confounded by his apparent squeamishness. But Sheev isn't done quite yet. Anakin is taking notes so he can pass this wisdom on to Padme, and we suggest you do the same at home. Next, she pours a flavored sauce on it. It makes it taste very good indeed. I can tell you, I could eat it every night, to be honest with you. Obi-Wan chokes on his drink, scandalized, but Sheev reassures him Sabe will be proud of him knowing how palatable she can make it. "Anyway," Anakin said, "if Padme went to all that trouble, I'd probably eat it too." "Have you eaten it before?" Only once, but I couldn't stand the taste. It was really strong," Anakin replied. "Padme really likes it, and she keeps begging me to try it again." At this, Obi-Wan is too disgusted to continue. He protests the vulgar topic, making a scene, only to discover that Sheev and Anakin were, in fact, talking about a delicious barbecued Nubian gragnak recipe, and nothing more scandalous than that. When his companions realize what he had misunderstood, they're rightfully appalled, and Obi-Wan is clearly shown to be very foolish. What we like about this sweet tale of barbecue delicacies is that it showcases a very everyday and relatable application of the Jedi Code. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. This cute anecdote is nothing but a cautionary tale about jumping to conclusions and speaking out of line before we fully understood a situation. If, like Obi-Wan, you assume, you make an ass out of you, as the saying goes. An excellent foray into the realm of applying Jedi philosophy to real-world scenarios. Our next story is titled, "Can we get extra warranty with those?" And we like to consider it an excellent meta-commentary on the B-1 Battle Series droid's apparent fragility, presented in the form of a screenplay. We must give a mild content warning for this story, as copious battle droids are harmed in the making of it, but sometimes art and harm go hand in hand. The story begins with Rune Harko and Newt Gunray traveling to a warehouse to peruse the droid army. We don't know where this warehouse is, other than that it's on a strange planet, but Akbar is in charge of it, so it must be entirely safe. While they arrive, Newt is completely sloshed, much to the displeasure of Rune, who has to suffer several rather unwarranted slaps to his majestic face. Slapstick comedy aside, the Neimoidians and Akbar soon get down to business. "Welcome," said Akbar. "Ready to see some droids?" "Maybe later. My counterpart is, not himself at the moment." "You don't run my life?" Yes. "Please show us some droids." Despite Rune Harko's excellent instincts to not make business decisions while under the influence, the Neimoidians are shown the best of the best. Droid walks into showroom, breaks into singing "Break Me, Shake Me" by Savage Garden. "Break me, shake me, hate me, take me over when the madness stops." And then his head explodes. You would think this is a problem, but a hammered Newt Gunray is absolutely titillated by the display of a self-destructing droid and continues demanding more. In short order, another B-1 comes into the showroom, only for a spring to burst out of his torso and impale a worker. A third steps into the room, only to trip over a crack in the floor and have its legs snapped off at the waist. As it sings, "Break me, shake me," Newt punts its head off like a football. But Akbar has more than just B1s. These are our destroyer droids. The droid rolls into the showroom, past Rune, Newt, and Akbar. It hits a wall and bursts into flames. That's it. We've seen enough, thank you. Come on, Newt, we'll take everything you've got. And so, despite the very clear red flags about the quality of the droids, the Trade Federation proceeded to purchase every unit in the warehouse. This, of course, resulted in the infamously fragile droids we see in shows like Star Wars: The Clone Wars. While that might not be canon, that is the brilliance with stories like this one. They offer an alternative explanation that, to many of us, might feel more relatable. We have all experienced government agencies squandering funds meant to better our communities by throwing them at flashy but ultimately unhelpful things like parades and cosmetic travails when there are deeper, systemic issues. We've all faced authority figures abusing their power or making poor decisions due to impaired judgment that we have no power to fight. But this isn't just a meta-commentary on the corruptive force of power. In a way that's far more meaningful to us, this story also takes the blame off the B1s. It clearly shows that they did nothing wrong, and they would have been more effective if those in power had wanted them to be. And at the end of the day, is there anything more evil than weaponized incompetence at the hands of a would-be tyrant? But this video wouldn't be complete without mentioning the other fan-favorite type of fan fiction, songfics. For those of you older folk, you'll remember the good old days of fans adapting their fave songs to match their fandom. With no further ado, we bring you our rendition of Die 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 based on NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye. Please enjoy. Die Die Die, I'm doing this tonight, yeah. You wanted me and Luke to fight, I know this can't be right. Hey, Palpy, come on. You trained me endlessly to always act silly, but now it's time to turn and go back to good. I know that I can't take no more, and it ain't no lie. I'm gonna throw you through this floor, Palpy, die, die, die. We hope you enjoyed this foray into the world of Star Wars fanfiction as much as we did. As magnificent as large stories might be, sometimes it's important to remember that beauty and meaning can be found in the smallest of art pieces, even if they lie dormant in some dusty old server for years. What's your favorite Star Wars fanfiction or fan art that you've ever seen? Feel free to share your treasure finds in the comments below, and as always, please remember to be kind to one another.